Hello, everybody. I'm hoping that you're having a wonderful day. I am so thrilled to be with you today. I tried to put this on a darker background so it would be better to see on camera the bib and how far that it has come. I do apologize. It seemed like it's a little brighter on one side and brighter on the other, but it's because of the sunlight and the way that it's coming and beaming through my window. And I'm trying to find ways to kind of tone it down a little bit, but I haven't been successful. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy working with this bib. As you all know, from the very first video, I have been using this Troy yarn. It is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic. It feels really, really good. It looks like a mustard orange. It looks a little brighter because of the sunlight. And I'm trying to dim the lights and play with everything to try to see if I can get it to come in a little better. But I do apologize. I think what I'm going to do is take this blue from behind this when I begin to work. But I just wanted you to see how beautiful the shell stitching really is. And again, that brightness of that sun is not letting me show it as I would like to. Let me see if I can do some adjustments here. Maybe you can see it a little better. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I just kind of removed a little of the darker background, and as you can see, it's still going to be a little reflective, but it's not as bad as it was with the blue. Again, this has been one of the projects that I really, really, really enjoy working. I did not realize that baby bibs back then were very, very fancy, and it's just a joy to be able to work. This is a 1940s baby bib, and to know that they work with fine thread to do this, and as I've stated before, I used a 4-weight, and I counted out 32 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, so 38, I'm sorry, so 38 rows of this instead of 50. The 50 was for the thread yarn or weight or size 10. I used a 4-weight and I have 38 rows. We just put our border on, and as you can see, it is absolutely beautiful. I love that you just do the 2 rows of the pretty much a shell stitch, and then after you do that shell stitch around 2 rows, now we're about to do the ties for the bib. I am using a size 3.75 millimeter or a F5 hook. They are suggesting for this particular yarn to use anywhere between the 2 to 4 millimeter, which I feel right in the middle of that, between that 2 and 4. So without any further ado, we will go ahead and complete this bib. Now all we're waiting to do now is the ties. Now in the pattern, it's saying with the main color. Now we have fastened off, so we'll go ahead and we'll pull out a little bit of the thread or the yarn to have something to weave in. And we'll go ahead and cut this. They said to fasten off. So we'll go ahead and fasten that off. And with the main color, which is this golden looking or mustard color yarn, or whatever color that you use as your main color for the bib, they're asking little strands here. I'm going to twirl that around a little bit. They're asking us to chain 85 chains. So I am going to get started. I'm not going to do all 85. We're going to, I'm going to go off camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my 85. I'll just set the bib off to the side for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and do my 85 chains. And I will be right back with you. And then we'll go from there. Okay? Be right back. Okay, now that we have completed our 85 chains, it is asking for us to put a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, this is 4. And we're going to put a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. And then we're going to put a double crochet in each of the remaining hooks or chains. So this is what we're doing. And I am going to go ahead and complete this first row here. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and continue on to put the double crochets in the remaining chains, and I will be right back once I get this done. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I am hoping that you are able to go ahead and get that finished, and that we will now move on with the pattern. Now it said after we double crochet in each of the remaining other chains, we are to fasten off. So this is the end of using this primary or main color of your bib. Now go ahead and fasten off here. And I'm just following the pattern. Probably decide if I need to do another one. Yeah, I will need to do a second one. Alright, now with the contrasting color, work a row of single crochets all across the top. So with this white, and I know that we have a way of just joining our work. I'm going to go ahead here and I will go into the very first double crochet, pull that through and chain 1. Okay. And I'm going to try to take this tail with me. And we'll just be doing single crochets. And this is possibly the reasons why we go ahead and join. Okay. Maybe if I go at the other end and join it. at the other end here. It might look a little better. Here, turn up one, and see if this works out a little better for me. I'm gonna go right back into that same and do a single crochet. Yeah, I think that works out better. And I will go across this with single crochets. I'm just working my thread or my yarn, working over it as I continue on. Not to pull it too tight so it doesn't bow. I think this actually looks a little better than starting at the beginning. And we will continue on with single crochets across this. I counted 83 double crochets. From the start to the finish. So I will continue on with a single crochet. I'm very impressed that back in the 40s, this was possibly the inexpensive way of creating clothes, which is actually a good thing because it teaches us how to do some of the clothing from back in those times and how efficient, effective these articles of clothing were to them, that is so important to us now that it will be very expensive to buy actually in a store these days, with knowing what all they had done to make these clothing, the yarn, and I'm sure where a ball of yarn these days can range anywhere, depending on where you go, from $3.99, $4.99 and up. And balls of yarn or thread back in those times, I'm sure, was probably a nickel, a dime, maybe a quarter. But if I were to look through some of the clothing of my especially my dad was born in 36. So if I was to able to find anything of any kind of clothing from what he had years ago, I think he has a cashmere scarf, and believe it was from the 1950s. And I have to see if I can find that. And it was heavy. It was hot. You wrap that around your throat, you was not getting sick, okay? As a matter of fact, you would probably have a heat stroke because of how hard it was. And if I'm not mistaken, it's still around here. I'll have to see if I can find it. But you learn to appreciate the clothing that they made back then compared to the clothing of today. Vast difference. And then are closing in here with a single crochet. All the way across. But this has been a wonderful thing for me. I not only am learning to read a pattern, but I'm also creating things that it was even before my time. You know, I'm considered in the baby boomer years. So this is really awesome. Alright, so we have made it to the end of this with a single crochet. Okay, there we have it. And place our single crochets on this. Now after we finish that single crochet, we also fasten off. So they're asking for us to fasten off. I'm gonna pull this through if it'll allow me to, and pull this tight, kind of lock it into place. And then we'll work a second one. But now how the picture has it, the primary color is on the inside, and the secondary color or the contrast color is on the outside. So it is like sewn on. And actually, I did not bring my kit in here, so I will need my needle to sew in it. Okay. So, and it said to the actual part of this top right here is where we will be sewing in. But what I am going to do, let me go and get my kit. I forgot to bring my kit in here, so make sure that I had everything, and that was the one thing I forgot because I got distracted with something else because something wasn't working and I needed to get that fixed. Okay, let me pause here real quick. Let me go get my kit and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I finally got all my things together. I just took the time to go through here and make sure that I weaved in all my ends and all my little tails that was sticking out that I had not completed. But now, and I also was trying to figure out what was in their mind at the time when they were trying to put this together or sewing it together. And I think I may have come up with a conclusion that the front side of your bib, or your ties for it, you ended it. This is like the beginning where we started when we put in the double crochet when we worked back, and then I started on this end also to put on the white single crochet. The opposite end where the front facing, you want the front facing with the front facing of the bib. So the front and then the back of the bib. At the top of the shoulder, where the shell stitch is going to show, is how I'm going to do it. And I'm so sorry if the light is kind of like not working with me right now. Let me see if I can do a little adjustment here. But we will take the top shell of your bib, this, and then we will put it on the opposite end. Okay. I think I was pulling. Yeah. Here, let me get that off of there. And then weaving it in, tying in and everything. And we will put the back of the bib at that top shell and the front of the tie together. Okay? And we will look off here to the side. Let's see, I'm trying to get it where it's not glared. But we will get off to the side here. And I'm going to use my contrasting color and not my main color. Thread this on. Trying to get the lighting adjusted here a little bit. Okay. And up on this side here, I will start in the back. And like this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's see if we can try to match that. So we will go in the back. I'm going to go through both strands because, you know, babies could be quite adventurous. And snatching and pulling, you want to make sure it's secure. So, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will start here at the bottom of that shell, just after the last shell, but at the top of the first one. And we will pull that through. And then I will go back around. Now, how you are comfortable with sewing, that's really a preference of how you would like to work this. This is how I was taught. My father sewed. So this is how I was taught by my father, hand sewing. And then you go to the next stitch over and you line it up, the second one with the second one. And then you will line up the third one, stitch with the third stitch. And then the fourth stitch with the fourth stitch. And then what we will do, we will go up one more and through that fourth stitch again to kind of give it that security. Did that wrong. This stitch is what I was trying to get. There we go. And then that way it doesn't look out of uniform. And then what I will do, I will go through the gold through the back. It's like right in the back here. Grab one of those stitches and then just come straight through the front. You know what? Just grab that too. And then I will go through this stitch and that stitch and go back through, giving it a little security, making sure that babies pull, yank. And I know that we have another way of joining our yarn. I do realize that. But this is, again, this is a vintage pattern. This is not one of our up-to-date or newer patterns. And I know we all have a better way of attaching, joining. I do the same. But I wanted to follow the pattern. In this case, I didn't want to go off the rails, so to speak. So we'll get that pulled through, and then we'll just kind of secure it, just anchor it down, and we'll pull it through, go through here one more time, and through here, and I'm going to leave this little loop up here, and then I'll go ahead and feed this through here. I forgot, like I said, my dad taught me how to do this when I was younger. He called it the loop-de-loop. I just kind of have to laugh sometimes. Alright, and so this is anchored on, it's secure, and it's not a obscured site. And what I'll do, I'll cut the working yarn, and I will go ahead and just kind of work this through the single crochets here, just to kind of, like I said, give it that reinforcement. I'll work down this, and then work down, you know, kind of work through the back of the shells here, just the upper threads, and then I will work it back up to here, and here, to meet up with this part, tie it off. And this yarn has a really good grit, so when you tie a knot, that's a knot, it's not moving. Snip those two off, and there you have it. You have one of the push that in a little bit. One of the strings or the ties for the baby's bib, and it actually looked quite uniform. It doesn't look awkward, and I like that. You know, it doesn't look like off-kiltered or anything. It just gives it that nice look. clean look. And I will work the second one off camera, but I will put the picture of the finished product as a little snippet of what the completion entails. But for right now, this is our first tie, and you work a chain of 85. You double crochet into the fourth chain from the hook. You do a double crochet with the remaining of the chain, and then you go with your contrast color and you do a row of single crochet, and then you tie, sew it on to the I sewed mine on to the very first fan that's a part of that shoulder. I would do the front to front, so the front to back, I'm sorry, do the front side with the main color on the inside to the back of the fan, and voila, you have yourself a bib. I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I have really, really enjoyed this because this shows me just how creative everyone was back in 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s to give us such a groundwork for us to work in the present time. But I am going to find another project. I was thinking about doing a jewelry box, and it's a vintage jewelry box, but it is very, very expensive, and I'm thinking that's going to possibly be about 5 or 6 parts. But I'll think about it and see if it's something that I can be faithful and consistent with from start to finish, so you'll have all the project together and don't have to wait a long period of time for the completion of it. But for right now, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I love when you are crocheting with me with Crochet with Kim, and I really would love a subscription or a subscriber, a like, thumbs up, all that good jazz, just to make friends. This is what this crochet channel is about. It's about making friends as I crochet. I have a very quiet life. It's very simple, and my kids are getting older, and I need to find something to keep me busy so I'll stay out of their business, if you understand what I mean. But until next time, I hope that you have yourself a wonderful day. I will do the second tie, and I will show you the completion after I have completed it. But you have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you so much for crocheting with me. This is Kim with Crocheting with Kim. Bye-bye for now. Hello, I just wanted to pop in real quick and show you that I did go ahead and put that second strap on, or the second tie. So the baby bib from 1940 has been completed. It is absolutely beautiful. I never knew how fancy 1940s could be as far as crocheting different items that can be worn for many different things, including baby accessories. So I did go ahead and complete this baby bib. I hope that you enjoyed this recording, this episode or tutorial of this 1940s baby bib. I really thank you for being with me. This is Crochet with Kim. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.